Very brief update on some lost media, or I should say soon to be lost media. I believe I'm releasing this on July 26th of 2024. On July 29th of 2024, the Xbox 360 store is shutting down. That means that the Xbox 360 versions of a lot of games, if they are not backwards compatible, are no longer going to be digitally purchasable, and that is obviously not including the games that already aren't. Maybe they were delisted for licensing reasons, etc. I released a video over on my main channel, Degenerate J, or maybe I should just say my other channel at this point. Honestly, in some ways, I enjoy this channel even more than that one, but I go back and forth depending on the day. But I wanted to talk a little bit about Dark Souls because on my other channel, Degenerate J, I talked a little bit about some of the content that's being lost with this store shutdown, and Dark Souls is going to be one of the properties that is actually affected. Now, first off, I do want to mention that if you have the DLC vouchers for things for Dark Souls, and it's like the Xbox 360 version of Dark Souls 2, I believe, is the one affected, I don't think you'll be able to use any DLC vouchers after the shutdown happens. So that's something already worth mentioning. Like if you had the Black Armor edition of Dark Souls 2, and for some reason you never redeemed the code from years ago and you could still get it to work, because sometimes they expire, sometimes they just work pretty much forever, those codes are no longer going to be redeemable when this shuts down. Why? I don't know, but that's how it is. Now, there is obviously the Scholar of the First Sin edition and all that stuff for Dark Souls 2 for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 and PC, blah, blah, blah. But some people actually do prefer vanilla Dark Souls 2. So, just telling you that's kind of a preface of something that's going to be, I don't know, kind of gone. But I will say that one of the big things that's going to affect Dark Souls is the Xbox 360 store shutting down with the Avatar items. Now, I know a lot of people don't really care about the Avatar infrastructure. I know that it wasn't necessarily the most popular thing in the universe, but at the time of the Dark Souls games coming out, this was really fun and special to be able to go on and get a Black Knight costume for your avatar, to be able to go on and get like the Elite Knight armor for your avatar and actually show it off and show that you were a big fan of Dark Souls. Obviously, you could be a fan of Dark Souls without buying some gimmicky thing for your avatar, but it was something where you scroll through your friends list, you see somebody wearing the Elite Knight armor, and you know, okay, well that guy's a fan. You know, that person loves Dark Souls just like I do. And that piece of video game history is going to be gone. It's really sad to me to kind of see this happening, where with Dark Souls, there wasn't actually that much for Dark Souls 1 and 2, but there were little things as well, from caps and logos all the way to the dark armor itself, the blood shield. You know, there was even stuff with Dark Souls 2 as well, like for example, the Archdrake armor, or even the armor, the Ferosa Lion Knight outfit. There was a lot of stuff here that, while it might be a little bit of a gimmick, again was a piece of video game history that's going to be lost on July 29th when the store shuts down. So for hardcore fans of Dark Souls, if you are on the Xbox 360 and maybe you prefer the Xbox 360 version of Dark Souls 2, you probably want to get that stuff while you can. If you prefer the Xbox 360 version of the avatars, you know, because you can use those on the Xbox One and Series X versions of the Xbox as well, you can revert to the legacy avatar or create a new one on that era of platform. You might want to check this stuff out. Some of it, unfortunately, I think is a little overpriced, but overall, to me, this was something that mattered. I remember spending a lot of time on the Avatar store looking through these things, and to kind of realize now that they're going to be going away is just sad to me. I didn't put this in the headline as well, but I do want to say that there are also some other things going away when it comes to RPGs, like for example, Fable. There's multiple items for Fable 1, 2, 3, Fable Heroes, even Fable The Journey for avatars that are going to be gone. So fans of these kind of, you know, older beloved franchises, I know Dark Souls certainly fared much better with, you know, ratings and critics and fans and stuff like that than Fable. But if you are a fan of these franchises and you want to get this stuff, this is kind of your last shot to get it. Now, a lot of stuff will still be available, obviously, for purchase. You know, if it's a backwards compatible game with backwards compatible DLC, that DLC will still be available for purchase on the newer infrastructure of Xbox stores. By newer, I mean Xbox One and up. The problem is that then, you know, there's certain things that work on different platforms. Like, for example, some games are better on the series consoles, some are better on, you know, something else. But my point basically is that it's kind of becoming a little bit of a shit show if you were a fan of this stuff, because forever people have said, hey, these things are going to be there forever. It's the digital era. You'll never have to worry about it going away. And yet here we are talking about this in July of 2024 as it all goes away. It's sad to me. I guess I always kind of expected it to happen, but I think a lot of people didn't. And that makes me sad because when we're looking at Microsoft, I don't really see a reason why they couldn't have kept this up. It's kind of insane the amount of money Microsoft has. So this is just being done out of greed. It's just to cut, a couple of dollars here and there in server space. And that's really it, in my opinion. So that makes me sad, but I'll be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video, you want to leave a like, subscribe, let me know what you think down there. I actually might do another video on this channel about this as well. I know I will definitely on Degenerate J. I don't know if people will just think I'm milking the Avatar stuff, but I actually do care about this, and these things becoming lost media really bums me out. I hope you have a fantastic day, and as always, everyone, stay shui, and if you want to support this channel, you can use code DJAY123 for 10% off your first purchase on CosmoBunny.shop. I've talked about it 100 times before, but we make repurposed comic book and manga resin pieces, transformative art over there out of comics and manga that have been damaged at stores that can't be sold or damaged in transit. We make transformative pieces for your home, handmade jewelry, and more, and we do have a code DJAY123 for Fortnite as well. See you in the next one, and stay shui.